Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rambling Runoff. I am your host, Robert Rios, here to give you the sports news I think you need to hear and listen to, of course. And with me, as always, through the virtual space, to help me go through the sports landscape is Mr. Danny Tan. Danny, say what's up to the people real quick.
What up, everybody? What's going on?
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff to unpack today. We got a little bit more stuff to talk about this time. I'm a little more well prepared. We got the NFL kicking off this past weekend. We're also going to try to look at the MLS. It's only a handful of games left in the season. So we're going to look at the slight MLS Playoff push that's about to start going on. Then in topic 3 of our show, in the warm-up, everyone's going back to school. Young and old, in between, young adults, midlife crisis, back to school. What's your favorite activity? Did you guys play a lot of basketball? Did you play soccer? And if you're going to college, what type of activities are you doing during school? Playing pool, some beer pong, going to the golf range, and then of course in the rundown we got a bunch of stuff in there that we're gonna go over. So stick around for that as well. But Danny, before we start doing the sports rambling, what you been up to? I know I said we would do every 2 weeks, but I know it was what was it, Labor Day? I was like, I think we could skip. It's okay. But what you been up to? What you do over your Labor Day weekend?
Labor Day weekend was pretty chill. I golfed that weekend, I believe. Yeah, but it was really cool. Not much. This past weekend was a little more hectic, a little busier. But it was still pretty fun. Super hot though. Recently, incredibly hot, way too hot.
What
you been up to?
We had that heat wave. I don't know. Yeah, we hung out just a weekend ago.
Yes, we did. That was the Labor Day weekend.
Oh yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah, it was our homie James' is going away party. Shout out to James.
Shout out James.
We linked up really quick. Had some adult beverages. Had a good time.
Some good.
And then, I know I saw on Instagram somewhere you went golfing. And then this past weekend, for me,
yes, I did.
I went to Big Bear for a birthday celebration. And I had an Airbnb, and this place had like not mini golf, but it had like a putting green.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
It also had a pickleball course, or not course, a pickleball court, I guess.
Yep.
A ping pong table, but the ping pong table was kind of slanted, and it was breezy. It was outside.
Outside?
Yeah, it was outside. It had a hoop.
Whoa, what the hell?
So if you want to ball up, but it was kind of high, low key. I don't think it was a regulated 7 foot. I think
a hoop. Regulation's 10 feet.
Oh, 10 feet. Excuse me. I don't know. It felt kind of higher, but also it was like.
You think it was at 11?
I don't know. I think they just put it as high as the roof would go on that garage.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And also, I haven't played basketball in a while, so it didn't like mentally look right to me.
Yeah.
And just had like other activities like throw frisbee or like can jam, the frisbee game. I think there was like some tennis rackets that they had, and there was it was an older model, but it was a jacuzzi. Jacuzzi did its work.
Nice. And
I was up in there watching the USC game on my phone in the jacuzzi.
Sick.
Can you believe that?
Dude, that's the best life.
She likes the pool, but she can't believe we don't have a jacuzzi.
Damn.
That's a Kanye quote, by the way.
Oh, Kanye in this economy.
But yeah, I mean that's what I was up to, and we did much of those activities. We also went on a boat. Should have brought my fishing pole, but it's okay. Like a pontoon boat.
Yeah.
That was fun. But I like doing the activities. My girlfriend played some, went onto the putting green. Played some pickleball, because my girlfriend had a pickleball like racket set that we just hadn't used. And she's like, I'm going to take it. And that place already had like equipment, but we used ours. I mean, we already had it, so. Oh, and I took my soccer ball, and we just kind of kicked the ball around. And there was a pool table. I don't know if any of you happen to follow my personal Instagram. There was a pool table, and there was also an arcade set. It was all Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate Fight, or whatever it's called.
Oh, what the? Hey, send me this Airbnb. This shit sound lit.
I, I was invited. I don't know how much it was, but I'm gonna tell you, Danny, it was probably not cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get a group together. You'll be invited, Rob, of course. But split it amongst whatever, 8, 12 people. You know what I mean? Ain't that
I mean,
bad.
yeah, we could do that. Like I said, I was invited.
Yeah,
All I was asked to do was bring like a handful of things, and that was my contribution.
nice.
But I mean, it was a good time still. Yeah, I mean, lot of activities. That's what I was told. I was told I wanted a place with a lot of activities. Oh, and I had a small theater in quotations.
Bro, what the hell? This place sounds awesome.
No, it was pretty cool.
That is
Wait,
crazy.
we watched The Bachelorette.
Oh, Vietnam,
Sorry,
maybe.
sorry.
Vietnamese.
I was trying to keep it sports/activity based, but that's what we did.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I'm sure you guys played around with all the stuff in between and whatnot.
Oh
But
no, of course, bro. It's me, bro. I'm like a little kid at a candy store. What? Frisbee? Golf?
I
Ping
feel,
pong?
yeah. If y'all didn't know, Rob's one of those annoying kids where it's like, it's too hot to do anything. He's like, oh, let's go outside. Let's go do some. Dude, chill, relax.
That was
We're
me,
laying
bro.
down, doing nothing.
By dumb coincidence, we weren't nearby, but we were getting remnants and pieces of the fire that's in our local area, in that area.
Yeah,
Big
that
Bend.
is a.
So I was like, can we go outside? There's like ashes falling.
Bro, that's fucked.
We weren't out there for too long, but yeah, we were out there for like maybe like 15 minutes, and we're like, all right, let's go back inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool though.
That sounds fun, Rob.
It was fun, very active.
That's awesome.
And I think yeah, that's it for me. I don't know. Do you want to start doing the sports thing or like what's up?
Let's hop into it, man.
I bet. First topic of Rambling Runoffs episode of the first episode of September is the NFL kickoff, which started this past week. Which I would like to apologize if anybody saw the YouTube or the thumbnail for the last episode. I accidentally put the season started the 6th. It did not. It started the 5th on that Thursday, and then the 6th was the Friday. It was the next day, the game after. That was my apologies, my error/omission. That was my bad. Dan, you didn't even catch that, huh?
Nope, I did not.
Yeah, I put
Real.
NFL season starts on the 6th. I was like, oopsie. I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna take down the video or just edit that one thing. So, my bad.
Nice.
But like I said, gotta get back into the groove of things. Like even this was a little bit of a struggle. But hey, it's a work in progress.
Yep.
But yeah, the NFL season started off. Like I said, on Thursday, September 5th. The first game of the season, we had the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. The final score was Chiefs 27, Ravens 20. The game literally ended by a toe. Did you happen to see the highlight of that, Danny?
No, sir.
So basically, the Ravens were just holding on for dear life. Lamar Jackson was scrambling around, just chucking the balls down, trying to get them into the red zone. I think they got just outside the red zone with like 5 seconds left. Lamar Jackson throws it into the back of the end zone, and his receiver catches it. And the referees initially call it a touchdown, but for the past couple years, all touchdowns are reviewed. And literally, Danny, by a toe, his left foot came down, and then I think his right foot came down, and literally his toe on his right foot was out of bounds.
No.
And he was wearing black shoes.
Damn.
Black shoes on
Damn.
white paint.
On white, yeah, on the white line.
And they had what was crazier too is that they had like 5 different camera angles just looking at it. And yeah, like each one was like, yeah, his toes out. And each one was like, it just kept getting worse. Like there was one that was like wide, and you could kind of already tell like, all right, he stepped out. And they showed another one like zoomed in more, and he's like, yeah, his toe. And then
Yeah, he's on this one too.
Yeah, they just kept zooming in on it. Yep, it was too definitive. But yeah,
Damn.
sad way to go out. People are just like, the refs helping out the Chiefs again. I'm like, no, his toe was out, unfortunately.
I mean, there's video evidence of this one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was just like,
not like there's video evidence of every freaking game.
yeah, it's just crazy that was just the way the game ended.
Yeah.
Just quick stat relay. Lamar Jackson ended the game 26 of 41, 273 yards and 1 touchdown. Patrick Mahomes 20 and 28, 291 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
Efficient as hell.
No, yeah, I think Jackson also led rushing for the Ravens as well, off the top of my head. But yeah, good way to start the NFL season. It wasn't a landslide. Ended on somewhat controversy, but it was regulated at least. And then the next day, the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles traveled all the way down south to Latin America, specifically to Brazil. They played their game in Brazil. I think it's the first ever NFL game to ever be played there. It was also a fairly good game. Saquon Barkley scored 3 touchdowns as the Eagles beat the Packers in that first Brazil game. Also, part of the headline, the Packers' Jordan Love injures himself literally in the final minute of the game.
Yeah.
I believe he may be out of the season. Nothing has been announced yet.
I saw that.
Yeah, he hurt his leg, so we'll have to wait and see. But most likely, he probably will be out for the whole season because it didn't look good.
Damn.
He walked off the plane when they came back, but it's not looking too good. I was able to watch the highlights of this game. It looked like it was all Philly the whole game. I feel like Green Bay wasn't able to really develop anything. I was more interested in seeing how Saquon Barkley would do in his new environment, considering he just came from the Giants. Getting 3 touchdowns. I think 2 were rushing touchdowns and 1 was a passing touchdown. And the Eagles look really good. They did have some trouble considering they lost Jason Kelsey, their center, for many years. So they're trying to work out the kinks there. I think they had a handful of bad snaps. So I think they're gonna try to clean that up. But other than that, it was a good game by Barkley, getting those 3 TDs. Dan, do you have anything to say about this game, considering that it was played in Brazil the first time ever?
No, I think that's pretty cool. I think both the NFL and the NBA, to bring back to my number one sport, but they're both trying to get Latin and South Central America interest in American sports. NBA does like a couple games. They did one in Mexico City last year. I know they do like a handful of games around there. But going all the way down to Brazil, that is really cool. Unfortunate that Jordan Love gets injured. Excuse me. But it's a curse, man. Aaron Rodgers just last season immediately injured, dude, and then now his former team, Packers quarterback, dude. There's a curse. That man needs to leave football,
bro. The Packers historically had never really traveled to any of these type of games, specifically for their home games, because their season, like a lot of their games are like sold out already, and also a lot of the teams don't like doing these travelings because they lose money.
Oh, so it makes sense.
This was also a big deal because they had Green Bay going out somewhere.
Yeah.
And because Green Bay
for the NFL, I'm sure it's a win for the NFL. You know, you draw.
Oh no, yeah.
Like as many eyes as possible and whatnot, but is it really worth it? I guess it would, especially not be worth it. Your starting quarterback gets hurt. You know.
Yeah, it's not a good look on the Packers end. They're like, well, what do we get on this side? You know.
Yeah.
Like we just lost our starting quarterback, but we'll have to wait and see what the outcome is. To my knowledge, as of this recording, I have not seen or heard anything in regard to Jordan Love's injury.
Nice.
But,
hopefully, yeah. I just did a quick search and it said he's not on the injury list, and they have not ruled him out for the rest of the season. But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what it is.
But yeah, moving on, we also had the Steelers visiting Atlanta. I saw a little bit of this game. I think it was all Steelers, considering the Steelers didn't even score a touchdown. It was all field goals. Yeah, Atlanta was bad. They were bad. And the Pittsburgh kicker just kept knocking them in. the Cardinals traveled out to Buffalo where they were defeated 34-28. The Titans had the Bears in control. I believe the score was 17-0 at some point, or 17-3. And the Bears had an epic comeback. They drafted Caleb Williams from USC, and I believe he's the first I guesstimated he's the first rookie for the Bears to win on opening day in the past handful of years, which is crazy. And yeah, they had a comeback, winning the game 34-17. The Titans players and coaches were like, "Damn, our defense was so good today. It's just that we couldn't score after those 17 points. If we would have just punted on 1st and 10 in the second half, we would have won." Basically, they were willing to give up the ball because they just kept turning the ball over on the offensive side. They're like, all right, we should just give away the ball initially instead of shooting ourselves in the foot. I was also able to watch the Patriots-Bengals highlights. The final score is 16-10, but the scoreline does not represent what actually happened in the game. The Pats were up the whole game. It wasn't until literally the end where the Bengals finally got a score, and they, I don't know, made the scoreline they made the bleeding, they suppressed the bleeding. Is that a good an analogy or metaphor? But yeah, this was all Pats. The Bengals looked like dog water. They were shit. Just keep it a buck. Like, they were bad, Danny.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh,
that bad.
Yeah, the highlights didn't make them look that good at all. I was just like, what the fuck is going on out here? But also, I think they just have a lot of new personnel on the field. So I think they're just trying to, gel and hope for the best. The Texans traveled to Indianapolis, where they were victorious 29-27, which is probably, I believe, one of the closer games of the weekend. Here we go to a pretty notable game of the weekend for the non-football reasons. The Jaguars traveled down to Miami, where they lost 20-17. Dolphins win 20-17. But the bigger storyline off the field, was that receiver Tyreek Hill was arrested prior to the start of the game. Allegedly, using legal terms, allegedly he was driving recklessly or speeding outside the stadium, where he was stopped by local law enforcement, or just Miami-Dade County enforcement, whichever. He was stopped by the police, by enforcement, and which allegedly they had a discussion, and they told him, "Hey, you're driving too crazy." And he was like, okay. And he was pulled out of the vehicle and arrested and put on the ground. In an interview with his, I believe his agent or his manager, they were like, "Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what's going on. He's going to play today," which he did. He scored an 80-yard touchdown, which is insane.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Did you see his celebration, Danny?
Yeah, he put his arms behind his back. I saw that.
Yeah, he got arrested. Yeah, dude, that's fucking hilarious, honestly.
It's so funny.
The most gangster shit, honestly. I was like, watch, he's gonna do some crazy shit if he scores a touchdown. Yeah. But up to date on that news report, yeah, he was released. And just some of the details that are coming out. According to him and the body cam footage, which I have not seen, but according to reports that I've read online, there was not a big altercation. He was just asked not asked, but he was told to get out of the car. They kind of pulled him out a little bit. And the crazy part was, like, I guess from my understanding is he was driving too recklessly that they had to arrest him, but they put him on the ground for some reason, like face down, when usually, like, you would think, like, okay, we're gonna have you rest on the car or sit down, but they had him on his stomach. I saw the body cam. Yeah,
I got it. I got you. Let me describe it. Let me give you the play-by-play.
I was trying to keep it PG.
What? No, it's all good. I mean, this is what happens. I mean, the officer goes up and says, "Hey, I stopped you for speeding." He said, "Hey, just give me my ticket already." But I think the cam starts when the officer knocks on his car window to get him to lower it because he didn't lower it, and he says, "Don't knock on my window like that." The cop says, "Well, you know why I stopped you? I stopped you for speeding," so on and so forth. He says, "Just give me my ticket. Let me get out of here." The cop walks back, comes back, and Tyreek Hill has rolled his window up and is refusing to roll it back down. So the cop says, "Roll it down, or I'm gonna take you out of the car." So I think he cracks the window, and then one of the officers says, "You know what? We're just gonna get you out." And I think he's slow to get out of the car, so they yank him out of the car. And because he got yanked out of the car, he starts resisting. Because he's like, "Hey man, just chill. I'll do what you want." But it's too late by now. The cops are already aggressive. They already started yanking you out, so they arrest him face down, like you said. And then I think they pull him off to the side, and weirdly they have him like kneel on the gravel instead of having him like sit on the curb. And I think that's like part of it. And he's saying like, "Hey, I just had knee surgery this year. I can't be on my knees." But anyway, yeah. At the end of it, I think a couple of his teammates like were behind him, and they try to say like, "Hey, this Tyreek Hill, we just need to get out of here. We have a game." But I think they got detained, and then eventually they all got released. I think Tyreek Hill got released with the ticket. But he got charged with or no, I think he received a ticket for reckless driving.
Yeah.
He didn't even get like the speeding ticket at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then the two teammates were detained, but then released with no charges. But I think that's the end of it. But I don't know Tyreek Hill. All I know is that he beats women, so I believe that he would be speeding. You know what I mean? Beating your pregnant baby mama.
That was years ago. He learned his lesson.
I mean,
I believe so.
You're willing to do that. I think speeding and driving recklessly is taking candy from a baby. You know what I mean? It's like there's a level to crimes. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I don't know him as a person. To me, he seems like a very egotistical, type of guy. So I mean, I saw the body cam. I can see, someone, superstardom, a lot of money. You just like, give me my ticket. I gotta go play football. I gotta go make money. I gotta be a superstar. But
yeah, you gotta go make money, bro.
It is really weird. Like the officers didn't have to do it that way. He also did not have to be that rude. But
I feel like it was a fault on both sides. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I mean, and it made it worse. I think only one officer got put on leave, but while they're investigating. But
he's trying to get his job back.
Like the officers after, like they released the body cam. Officers after, like I think 3 of the 4 of them or whatever, like you know who that is, and the main officer I think who stopped him, like no, I have no idea, and they're that's Tyreek Hill. He plays for because they stopped him like right outside the stadium.
Yeah,
they were not far from the stadium.
Yeah, which was also a little weird. I mean, I want to move on from this topic. We're not that type of podcast, but it happened.
Nah, we ain't that type of. We're not a drama podcast.
It affects your mentality, like when shit like that happens. But like,
yeah, for sure.
From like my line of work, like usually they will have like if he wasn't that far, if they're saying this was like, well, I haven't seen it in the past 2 days. I haven't seen the video, but if they're like outside the stadium, usually they will have the usual law enforcement, scan or scout the area or the facility. Like they'll have dogs like search the stadium for whatever, any dangerous items or illegal items. So the fact that like this happened like near the stadium with the law enforcement that I would assume is always in the area.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there, obviously. Things might be different over there. I don't know what. But, yeah, I mean, it's just a crazy turn of events. Literally before the game.
Yeah. Right before the game.
Which is just bonkers.
Well, funny. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's just funny how the world works, huh?
Yep. Kind of crazy. But anyway. You want to give me some of the other scores?
Yeah, I got you, man. The Panthers traveled to New Orleans, where they lost 47-10. The Saints have won 4 of their last 10 opening day games and have won the last 3. The Panthers, going on from like last season, have been outscored. Have let in at least 60 points. I think week 17 and 18 they allowed a couple points, didn't score anything. And in addition to this game as well, the 47, Panthers are not doing so well. Allegedly, their tickets are being sold for $1.
That's a straight up lie.
Oh,
There's no way you could sell seats for $1.
Oh no, it's worse than $1. Some people are just
Really?
giving them away. Yeah, Danny, it's bad.
Really?
Yeah. Here, what? I'm gonna go over these score lines. You look it up. You want to look it up? I'm gonna read
I'm looking it up.
these score lines.
Yep.
Yeah. Additionally, in bad turn events of games, the Vikings went to New York, to MetLife Stadium, where the Giants literally could not do nothing. The Vikings were victorious 26-6. The Raiders traveled out to Inglewood to face the Los Angeles Chargers, where the Chargers were victorious 22-10. The Broncos lost to the Seahawks 26-20. The Cowboys were victorious 33-17 over the Browns. The Commanders went out to Tampa Bay, where the Bucks were victorious 37-20. The Rams and the Lions went into overtime, where the Lions still ducking and grinding out there, bro. 26-20 was the final score. And then for the Monday night game, we had the Jets travel out to San Fran, where the 49ers dominated the Jets 32-19. The Niners controlled the game. The Jets still looking to need a lot of work, considering that they have Aaron Rodgers. He's an elite veteran quarterback of the game, and yeah, it was not a good look for the Jets. But let's just see. It's game 1, first week of the season. Let's see where they are in about 4 to 6 weeks. But yeah, I think they do need a lot of work. Funny story. There's a clip of the Manning cast, Peyton and Eli, and I think they're talking with dang, I'm forgetting his name. Gosh damn it, I forgot. They're talking with somebody else, and one of the Jets receivers drops a ball, and you can tell on Peyton's face, he's just pissed off because Aaron Rodgers threw him like a dime, and the dude just dropped it. He kind of slipped, and Eli was like, "Oh, he slipped right there." He's like, "Slip nothing. He could have caught that."
Yeah.
And they cut, and there's like a camera cut of Aaron Rodgers just looking like, "Come on, man," like biting his lip. Were you able to find the Panthers ticket prices, Danny?
Yes. The cheapest for the very next game for week 2, this is straight off of Carolina Panthers, like NFL Ticketmaster, is $49. But I'm seeing on SeatGeek on the 15th against the Chargers that there is some for $20.
Oh, that's really cheap. $20.
Yeah, so I mean, those are like resale or like whatever tickets. I'm seeing them for $20.
Bro, yeah, they're going.
And then the really cheap ticket that you're talking about was talked about on
$1.
I think Pat McAfee.
Bro,
$1.80.
Bro, that's insane.
$1.80.
Bro, I just looked up.
Ticket.
I just typed in Panthers cheap tickets and images, and 45 cents is popping up on like Google Images.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lie for sure. I mean, this one is just like, I guess they like texted somebody, and it says SeatGeek, you sold 2 tickets to Atlanta Falcons at Carolina Panthers for $1.80.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
I can't imagine.
$1.80 for 2 tickets.
Bro, I'm gonna go to the Saints game over there. Just fly there in the morning, watch the game, fly home.
Bro, even for $20, that's like hella cheap.
Yeah, $20 is cheap for the NFL. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
Bro, that's insane. Yeah. Wrapping up this section of the NFL kickoff, just a quick preview of the primetime games this week. Thursday night football, we got Buffalo versus Miami, 5 p.m. Pacific time on Prime Video. Sunday night football on NBC and Peacock. I got an edit. Hold on, I got you. Hold on 1 second.
You alright?
I messed up here. I wrote down the times, but I didn't put down who's playing.
But not the games.
Yeah. Oopsie. Sorry. Hey, we're doing this live. Sorry. Mistakes happen, but don't worry. I know where it's at. I know where I got the info from.
Do it live.
But yeah, so the primetime games, Buffalo and Miami, and then it's Chicago going up against Houston for the Sunday night game on NBC and Peacock. And the Monday night football game is Atlanta versus Philly. We got the 2 bird teams going up against each other, the Falcons and the Eagles. That game is at 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific. No, excuse me, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on ESPN, possibly ABC and ESPN Plus, of course. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a great NFL season. Danny, you think you're gonna be watching a lot of NFL this year?
I'm gonna be watching a little bit more. I'm not doing fantasy for football this year. I'll try to watch here and there, but there are no teams or there's nothing like crazy that's drawing me in right now. But I mean, I think I'll try to catch a couple of games. We did also get the news that Kendrick Lamar is going to be heading the Super Bowl halftime show, which would be sick to watch. Yeah, yeah.
There's no round twos. Drake.
He hates him like the young. Okay. Anyway,
I think that's all we got for the NFL.
That's all we got, I think.
Oh shit. But yeah, if you happen to be hearing this, let us know who's your favorite NFL team. But yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, we send you to cell block 1.
Bruh, shut up. Moving on. Second half of our show, from the football pitch to the other football pitch. MLS Playoff push. I know you don't know what's happening on this right now, Danny, but I'm gonna spitball some teams. I'm gonna let you know if they're in or they're out. I mean, as you can see on our notes here, Miami is currently the only team to have already clinched a playoff spot. They did that like August 24th, 23rd, on a 2-0 win on that week. So yeah, they're already in. It's just a matter of time on which teams start, knocking on that door. But the MLS is already starting to put out like, hey, what if the playoffs started today? Like, who's in? I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram real quick. If you could catch that. But yeah, it's starting to get a little crispy because for example, like the Galaxy, they have 3 home games and 3 away games left on the season. So it's a slightly squeaky bum time. I don't know. Would you agree with that amount of games that are left in the season? Let me know if you get the thing on Instagram. Hello, are you there? Did we lose Danny? Danny, are you there?
Yep. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I was putting up IG. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying, would you agree with like about 6-7 games left? It's about squeaky bum time for the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, playoffs start in
wait, 7 games left. There's only one clinched playoff spot. That's kind of crazy.
No, yeah. Oh, I mean, like I said, they clinched back in August. Yeah, it's gonna start getting there. Oh no, they're clinching because they have like the most points. So but yeah, the playoffs started today. We would have LA Galaxy at number 1 in the Western Conference. The fuck, Danny? Read, bro.
I thought you were looking at the same graphic I'm looking at.
Yeah, and then LA Galaxy at the bottom, number 1, bro.
Yeah, I see you.
So number 1, Galaxy, they would play the wild card between Portland and Minnesota. And then, yeah, as you were about to say, then they would go into the best of 3, which we would have LAFC versus Houston, which Houston has had the better side of LAFC as of late.
Interesting.
Then Real Salt Lake against Vancouver, Colorado versus Seattle, and then the Galaxy versus Portland or Minnesota. On the Eastern Conference side, in the 8th and 9th position for the wild card spot would be Toronto and DC. They would then go up against the number 1 seed Miami. Then number 2 and 7 would be Cincinnati and Orlando. Then 3 and 6 would be Columbus and Charlotte. And then we would have the Hudson River Derby between New York Red Bulls and New York City, which would be a good matchup in the best of 3 series.
That'd be cool.
I mean, my money is on that this is what we're gonna get. Mostly.
Oh, you think the standings like pretty accurate then, huh?
Yes, because this is how it's been for the past like couple months. Like no one's really moved. I mean, the battle is probably gonna be more at the tail ends of the playoff line. So it's going to be a scramble at the end, but I feel like the top is more or less situated unless the Galaxy and Miami, like any of the top 3 teams in the Eastern and Western Conference start shitting the bed. I don't think we're gonna see much of a difference. But yeah, just to go over some of the games over this next weekend. We got Atlanta, Nashville, Montreal, Charlotte, DC, New York City, Cincinnati versus Columbus, and the Hell is Real Derby. Miami versus Philly, Orlando versus New England, Toronto versus Austin, Chicago versus New York Red Bulls, Houston versus Salt Lake. That should be a good game. St. Louis versus Minnesota, Colorado versus Portland, El Tráfico with LA Galaxy and LAFC, Vancouver versus San Jose, and then the Sunday game is Seattle versus Kansas City. So, Danny, I'm going to ask you, pick a city without looking at the standings.
Okay.
How do you pick a city, and we'll talk, and we'll try to kind of talk about them a little bit here, to the best of my ability.
Okay.
I don't know all the teams, obviously, but I just want you to pick a team, and I'll let you know if they're good or not.
Well, let's do a 2-1. Let's talk about the battle for LA, Galaxy
Alright, you
versus
wanna
FC.
start there? All right.
Yeah, of course. Let's start there.
All right. So
I
LA
know you're gonna
Galaxy-
argue for FC. I know that's your favorite.
FC. What the? Anyways,
It's your favorite. I know you be arguing for
LA
FC.
Galaxy is number 1 seed at the moment in the Western Conference on 52
Yes,
points. LAFC on 48 points. However, LAFC has had the better of the Galaxy, winning the last 2 games. The first one at LAFC, the second game technically at the Galaxy at the Rose Bowl on 4th of July. And yeah, we're gonna have the third game this season at Dignity Health Sports Park coming up this week. The LA Galaxy, however, are undefeated at Dignity Health Sports Park. So we'll have to see how they come out. They will be without Joseph Paintsel, who was on yellow card warning. He picked up too many yellow cards, which for Danny, that's like Draymond picking up too many technicals and being suspended for a game.
Yeah.
So he will not be at this game, unfortunately. But yeah, it should be a good matchup. Yeah, it was going to be a little bit more crispier if LAFC would have won this past weekend as well. The Galaxy 2 weekends ago, played St. Louis where they lost 2-1. They could have had an 8-point swing on them, and LAFC could have had a 1 point, or they could have chopped it down by 1 point, but they lost this past week. And this game could have been a lot more important than what it is right now. I mean, I think maybe the Galaxy are going to hold on to it, but like I said, you're like between Miami or the Galaxy, like if any of them just start to like flop over like a fish, someone's going to take over the spot. But I don't know. They've been playing really good soccer the past couple of months, so I don't know. Fingers crossed. You know, I wouldn't like to see the Galaxy go down against LAFC at the Diggity. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. Let's just see what happens. Galaxy just signed Royce. LAFC just signed Giroud. It's going to be their first taste of a LA rivalry and LA derby. So yeah, I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens. But you already know who I'm going for. Like, come on.
I know you love FC, man. I know you a big FC head.
I'll be quiet. Yeah. In regards to the Galaxy themselves, for the CONCACAF Champions Cup, either they finish second overall in the Supporter Shield, or they stay in first place in the Western Conference. That would guarantee them a spot in the Champions Cup tournament for next year technically. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them, staying consistent right now. But Danny, would you mind picking another batch of teams from here that we could discuss really quick?
Let's talk about my Columbus Crew. Another battle of I guess the state now, huh? Cincinnati versus Columbus.
Yes, this is referred to as the Hell is Real rivalry. Due to the fact there is a road out there where if you travel in either direction, it tells you, like, like how when you go to Vegas, there's like those endorsement signs for like, come to our diner. There's a sign, like a road sign, it just says Hell is Real.
What the hell? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's what they call it, the Hell is Real derby. But it should be a good matchup. I think Cincy is at number 2. Yeah, Cincy's number 2. Columbus is number 3 in the Western Conference. If Columbus wins, they will take the number 2 spot. I believe Columbus has 49 points. Yeah, they'll be 52 points, at 1 point ahead of Cincy. So basically, they're going to be going back and forth the next couple of games. But yeah, Columbus has arguably been the second best team in the Eastern Conference, probably overall as well. I hate to admit, because they've been so good. They won the Leagues Cup. They beat LAFC 3-1 in that final. That's what clinched them their spot in the Champions Cup. And yeah, they just been tearing it up. They did have a bad game this past weekend. So they got not into like hot water, but they got in the shits, Danny. They lost 4-0 against Seattle. So what happened was their starting goalkeeper left to go do U.S. men's national team duties. Their other goalkeeper got hurt. And then I guess they were down to their third string goalie. And I guess the MLS has some... I mean, MLS is going to have goofy rules. They had a rule where you could loan, like, from your backup team. But they had already done that. And I guess they count that as, like, minutes, even though they didn't play.
Uh-huh.
So, Columbus basically only had their one goalie. Can you see where this is going, Danny?
Yeah, that's tough. Yep.
Their goalie gets a red card.
No. They
So
played without a goalie?
Yes, technically. So basically, I had to get a field player, like a defender.
To be a goalie.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, that's where the game. And yeah, so they're playing without a how would you say, a true goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And they're playing a man down.
Damn.
Yeah, it was bad. Seattle mollywopped them 4-0.
No, my
a hat trick. I believe it was a hat trick scored by Albert Rusnak, and Jordan Morris also got a goal in there too. Yeah, Abraham Romero in the 45th, like in stoppage time, bro. Stoppage time of the first half. Like the last 2 minutes of the first half, basically, Danny.
Yeah.
Got a red card. And yeah, the head coach, Wilfred Nancy, was not happy about it. He's like, bro, how are we supposed to play with just one goalie? What is this? But yeah, it was not the best situation. And on the other hand, let me see. Let's look at, did Cincinnati play? I believe they did. Do you like my reporting, Danny? It's great. Oh yeah, since he did not play this past weekend, because it's international break, so a lot of teams didn't play. I believe that the last match Cincinnati played was against Montreal, where they won 4-1. So yeah, it should be a interesting hell is real derby.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, those games are usually good too. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens from there. But yeah, you better hope your Columbus Crew
is gonna pull through.
Yeah, because I think if they finish in second or the Galaxy finish, even if they finish in second and the Galaxy finishes third in the Supporter Shield, the Galaxy still go to the cup, so the cup tournament. So it's all good in the hood.
Nice. Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for a good matchup. Like I said, our Columbus has been really consistent. But yeah, I don't know. You have any other questions, comments, concerns in regards to this game, Danny, that I can maybe answer?
No, sir.
All right, bet. I don't know. Pick somebody else. What you got?
Let's go one more. Let's get another final. Let's talk Houston versus Salt Lake.
Yeah, Houston and Salt Lake. They're starting to go a little bit downhill, just a little bit. I believe they brought in somebody, but then they also lost their striker because he picked up a knock. And people were saying that it was gonna be a 3-team race. Now it's starting to look like a 2-team race in the Western Conference. Salt Lake, came out swinging. They were really good. I mean, like I said, they're only in third place, 47 points, 1 point behind LAFC. But I think, although the points and the numbers look like they're good, like obviously the points show that they're doing really good. But I feel like people thought they were going to do better. Going back to the games in Austin, besides the Leagues Cup games, 2-0 loss to San Jose. Then they bounced back with a 2-0 win against New England, but that's not saying much if we're being honest. Yeah, going back to July, 3-0 loss to Portland, a 1-1 draw with LAFC, and yeah, they went up against a team that you probably should have beaten considering they're next to each other in the standings. 3-2 against Salt Lake. I mean, against Colorado. Excuse me. Salt Lake only had 2 points. Colorado was the 3 goals. But yeah, I'm hoping that maybe Salt Lake kind of comes back a little bit, because then that way they can help handle LAFC in the Western Conference. And then also in that matchup,
selfish.
Hey, bro, you gotta put me first. Houston is currently in 7th place, holding on for dear life. They would play LAFC at the moment, as I said earlier, if the playoffs started today. Going back to their past couple matchups, going back to like late July, they beat San Jose, they beat Vancouver, and then besides the Leagues Cup matchups, they lost to Toronto 1-0, and they just recently beat LAFC 2-0, which is pretty good. And then they drawed again, 0-0 to LAFC. And yeah, now we come to this matchup here, because this is either going to help out LAFC a lot, or it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt RSL, or it's going to help them out a lot. And then I think, let me see, look at the table real quick. If Houston wins, they would jump Vancouver if Vancouver loses. So, like, from 4th to, like, 8th, it's, like, really close. So, this is either going to help or hurt a lot of these teams here. So, it just depends. I don't know. You got anything else for me? Got any questions in regards to this game?
That's tough. I mean, Houston just got to win, right?
Yeah, and then they drawed. It's because LAFC had to get one or two of their games rescheduled, so that's why they played them twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks
that's
like
tough. Houston just got to win.
Houston has LAFC's number, so that's why that matchup in the first round would be interesting.
Yeah.
But also, I just think like the Houston themselves have always played aggressive, especially against the bigger market teams. So they're always up for the challenge, if that makes any sense. But yeah, what else you got for me? I mean, there's multiple teams on here, Danny. Who else are you interested in seeing this next weekend? Who you think would make a good playoff push?
Another team to make a playoff push?
Yeah, I mean, you can see the list right in front of you.
I mean, I see the list. A team that's on the edge. I mean, well, it's got to be like Toronto or
like Atlanta.
I don't know what the team in the West is. Atlanta, sure.
No, well, Atlanta's in the East, but yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I don't know who else you got, Danny. Just literally look at the list and pick any
Seattle.
team. All right, Seattle. They're in 5th place, 43 points. They're going to play, who do I got here? Kansas City, who's lined up to play the U.S. Open Cup very soon. Kansas City, 28 points. I don't think they're going to push for that last playoff spot, because the last playoff spot is 9th. They're in 12th. Yeah. Minnesota currently has the 9th spot with 36 points. 28, 29. They would have to win like 4 games just to get a sniff of the 9th place spot. However, Kansas City does have an appearance on September 25th in the U.S. Open Cup final, which, surprise, surprise, is LAFC in that final as well.
Damn, I see everywhere.
Yeah, a little bit. But nah, they've been known ever since they won the MLS Cup, they haven't won another final. They've played like 4 finals and lost all of them.
Yeah.
So we have to wait and see. But back to this matchup. Yeah, Seattle was like down for like a hot second, and just out of nowhere they're just grinding, holding on. They don't really have any big names on their squad anymore, unless you want to count Rui Diaz, but Rui Diaz is starting to get a little old. But yeah, it's starting to, it's the end of the dog days of summer. I mean, this lineup hasn't really changed. The Seattle lineup, you still got Stephen Fry in the back as the goalie. You still got Joao Paulo, Christian Roldan, his brother Alex Roldan. Jordan Morris is still pretty good. Rusnak is still pretty good. Nuhu, he's still a great backline player. I don't know. It's just I think this team is just missing like that one big name, that one connector piece that would just gel them all together. Because they haven't had a big sign. There's no Clint Dempsey. There's no Obafemi Martins. Like it's kind of almost dried up in a way. So it's like, what now? So I don't know. It's just interesting to see where this Seattle team has gone and where they're going, considering they did start out super slow. They haven't really played. They didn't play well in the beginning. They didn't play well last season. So I mean that was also because they were playing Champions Cup the past couple of years. They're focusing on that. And it's just hard to how would you say, like, organize the team around that, the tournament, then the season. It just gets very difficult. But yeah, I don't know what the outcome of this game would be. Like I said, Seattle probably still trying to push to get up higher, to be a home team. And Kansas City, I think they're just holding on for dear life. But I do think there needs to be a change at the top, manager and head coach wise. It's just been too long. They've been down in the dumps the past couple of years, and it's just like, you guys are a scrappy team, but like you guys don't. Nothing develops out of it. I mean, they have this Open Cup opportunity, but it's, I don't know. Something has to change over there. But yeah, Dan, you have any other question, comments, concerns in regards to the MLS playoffs push?
No, sir.
I believe that's all our time for this subject matter. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. We're going about to wrap up on the international break, so we're gonna get back into the MLS schedule, regular schedule again, and then yeah, I believe the season will end around October 19th, October 20th, and after that we will have the playoffs. So looking forward to that. So yeah, we got about a month and a half left of the season, which is insane, considering the season started back in February.
Damn. So fast.
But yeah, flew by.
Jeez.
But yeah, you say you're good? We're going to wrap up on here?
Yes, sir.
I bet. Moving on now to the warm-up topic of the week. This week's warm-up topic, as I mentioned earlier on in the show, favorite school activities, favorite back-to-school activities. So, growing up as a kid, me and Danny, we used to ball up on the courts with whatever activity. It'd be basketball, football, soccer, sometimes for Danny. When I would get him to play.
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't know. I know we play like badminton. Not even real badminton. It'd just be ghetto, just hitting it up in the air.
Yeah.
But they give us badminton equipment for some reason. Handball. The aggressive handball, the one where you throw the ball at the wall, and if you drop it, you get whacked with the ball. That was cool.
Yes, sir.
No, not really, because that shit hurt.
It did hurt.
Let me see what else we would do. Some baseball, if they would let us, like when it would be supervised, like lift wall baseball.
Yeah.
Oh no, we would play baseball in middle school, right? We had
we did kickball, I think.
Yeah, we did kickball too. Yeah, kickball. I know we had baseball. I remember that was crazy because I remember the teacher. He was like, "You guys better not mess around with the bat or the ball. If not, you may." His words, not mine. Suspended. I was like, "Oh, okay." I do remember that. That was like for like PE. But yeah, me and Danny used to play a lot of basketball. I remember always playing some Ultimate during PE. That shit was great. That's how I got into like Ultimate Frisbee, because I don't know. I just thought it was like football. It wasn't too aggressive. You could be aggressive, but it wasn't like tackle football. And it still had the same like athleticism concepts as regular football. So yeah, that was fun. Like some Foursquare. You know what I'm talking about, Danny?
Yeah, Foursquare. I don't remember playing outside of like middle school. I don't remember playing out of Foursquare.
Yeah, because I think like when we were in school. Well, this was before me and you met, Danny. Because at our middle school, intermediate school, we had a lot of Foursquare. I don't think we had Foursquare, drawn up on our side of the school, huh?
No. I don't think so.
Nah, you didn't play Foursquare, like in elementary school?
No, I think maybe on
The fuck? Not even in
the
elementary school?
backside, like by the field on the blacktop. Well, yeah, in
Even,
elementary school for sure.
yeah,
Like
even before you
Foursquare.
came to our school or my school at the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, for
I was
sure,
about
for
to say.
Foursquare before
Yeah, I
that.
was about
Yeah.
to say. Yeah, and this isn't involving just our middle school days. This is like anytime, any
Oh, you say
childhood
oh in
memory.
general.
Yeah,
Yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
childhood memory, bro. Come on, bro. I know you have a memory. Come on, bro.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
mean, basketball was huge. What else?
yeah, I remember a lot of
I played ultimate
basketball.
frisbee a couple times, like you were saying.
Yeah, it was like for PE.
Kickball.
I can't remember kickball. I don't know why. But
I think it was for
I'm a,
PE, and then a couple of
yeah, I
days
think
here and there.
so. Yeah,
Yeah,
cause a lot of soccer and basketball.
it was for sure. It was.
Yeah, I can remember I used to take my basketball like almost every day.
Yeah.
There was even one time it rained because they said I was watching the news that the rain's gonna stop. I took my ball and that shit it didn't never stop raining. Everyone looked at me like, "Why'd you bring
Yeah.
your basketball?" I was like, "I thought I don't know," and that's where I fucked up my
Idiot.
basketball. I still brought it though.
Real for that.
Let me see. What else would we play? There was like kind of like that wiffle ball game. It was like a stick and it was like curved and you would throw like a ball. You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember what it was called though. It was
Stick
like
in the
wiffle.
ball.
Yeah, it was like a stick and it had like a curve. It was their handle and it had like a curve on it, and you would like throw the ball. But, like, let it
Oh,
roll
yeah.
off.
It was
You know
like
what I'm talking
the
about?
plastic lacrosse.
Yeah,
It was like the mini
yeah,
lacrosse.
yeah. And you would either throw like a ball or a wiffle ball in it. I remember that shit too.
Yeah, I remember that was
Shit was
fun.
fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to remember. I mean, there was the playground, of course. Like everyone like playing on the fucking playground.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there any other like randoms like childhood activity you can remember? Gotta be something.
Probably
Then.
sports. I mean,
It doesn't have to be a sport
oh, yeah.
activity, like something.
I mean,
Come on,
bro.
bro. You went to school from kindergarten to 8th grade. In high
Yeah.
school.
Even into high school. I mean, high school I did tennis.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, like not like when I say I mean, yeah, I guess you could say you're a sport too. I mean, I did cross country and track, but I mean like an activity. Like remember didn't we have badminton in high school?
Yeah, we did
Like,
do
after
badminton
school?
club in high school.
Hey, yo, Danny,
Yeah.
tell everybody how beast I was, bro. Come on.
Yeah, he was super good. He could beat all of the 12-year-olds. He beat all of them.
Shut up.
He was
Not the
really good.
12-year-olds. What the fuck?
A
What
king
12-year-olds?
in high school. In high school, when those little kids would come up waiting for their
What
siblings,
little
you beat them all.
kids? What little
Yeah,
kids?
yeah, you did. You're really good,
Whoa, why are you making me sound weird? What little kids are you talking about?
bro. You wouldn't versus anyone that was taller than you.
Alright, relax. I remember me and you played. We played with like, cause it would be us from cross country, and I forget what club you were in, but you had, or you would you like to say what happened? How did that even happen? How did we get badminton as an
I
after
don't
school
know.
activity?
Well, it wasn't it was a homie Quang. He the
Shout out Quinn.
shout out Quang. The reason for it was he wanted to be a president of a club, right? And so he made the badminton club so that he could be president of it, so that he put on his college apps.
I knew it.
Yeah, that was the real reason. Yeah, so he made it. Yeah, and there was like a handful of people, and yeah, because it's a club, you have to meet and do things like I think once or twice a month or something like that, for it to be real. So that was it.
No, yeah, dude,
and,
that shit was sick.
They got the
though,
gym every
low-key.
once in a while. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, cause I was like, I forgot how it was. I remember me and like a couple old high school friends, like after like cross country practice or track, we literally heard noise coming on. We're like, what the fuck? And I saw you. And I was like, Danny, what the fuck's going on? He's like, oh, they're letting us play badminton, and I think it was like, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm not gonna call my mom. I'm gonna play some badminton before she comes and pick
Yeah.
me up. So that's what we did. Funny story. I left one of my sandals in there one time. Cause we would play
Aw.
like, I would take my shoes off and just play barefoot, just slide around on the court. This was in our
Yeah.
gym, by the way, basketball gym. So I took my sandals off and I didn't put them in my bag. And I guess I was in a hurry to leave. Once my mom came, I just threw my sandal in there. And when I came home, I was supposed to go to Disneyland the next day. And I was gonna sleep over at my cousin's house. And my uncle was gonna come in an hour, and I'm like trying to unpack my shit. I'm like, oh, let me get my sandals, and I couldn't find my other sandal. I was like, bro. So I told my mom, I was like, I left my sandal at school, and she's like, what? So we literally drove over there, and luckily the gym was still open, so I got my sandal back.
Nice.
Yeah, that shit happened. I was having a shit attack. I was
Happy
like,
ending.
that was the only pair of sandals I had. I think they were like Van sandals, like old Van sandals that my mom had, and she gave them to me. I was like, no, like I like these, some old school Vans.
Yeah.
But I like doing that. That shit was fun. And I guess if we're gonna go through the ladder up to college, Danny. Favorite
college
back to school activities. I just put down basketball. Kind of we do that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Let me see what else we had.
College, hang out at the pool.
Some pool table. All right, we'll go swimming.
Yep.
Some golf range. That's where Danny got
the
golf,
range was
by
fun.
the way.
Yep. That's when it
And
started.
then my game, well, I'm not as good anymore. I guess it is true. You fall off at some point as you get older. Beer pong. I like playing it still, though.
It was never your game. Let's be real.
Bro, that's cap.
That ain't cap.
First,
Verse me.
defamation on my badminton skills. Now you're saying my beer pong skills. I used to be good. How come people don't believe me?
Because you're lying.
Now I'm not lying.
Because you're fucking
Nah,
lying.
you guys are just mad because I was good and I get cocky.
Nah. I don't think you've ever beaten me.
I have, bro. That's the biggest cap.
Not on a one-on-one.
We used to go to Danny's house and we would destroy everybody.
Yeah, we will kill. We will kill us.
I do remember though. There was one game I was shit and you were carrying us.
Oh yeah.
That.
I mean, yeah, it happened quite often.
You were like, bro. Remember. I was like, I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry. I don't know. I was just drunk, just being like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's my winter break. Get off my back.
You let me down, man.
I know, my bad. But excuse me. But yeah, I mean, I think we went to the skate park one time. Or at least me and my other homies did one time. We went to the skate park. I don't know. What was there anything else that you may? We used to do mixed martial arts, fool.
Yes, sir. Wing Chun.
Yeah, you would.
Wing Chun. I did a Muay Thai.
And the homie Quang would go spar at your college, and then me and Danny used to spar at my house every once in a while.
Yeah.
But we had to stop doing it because my grass started dying. Can we do it in my backyard?
Yeah. That
you don't even do that no more, huh?
I mean, I do, but you just you don't have hands, you know. I feel bad.
Relax.
It's a fact.
And then the last thing I'll leave here. Well, we used to do some Mario Kart and some Mario Party.
Yeah, Mario Kart. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was fun. Oh, and we played Spike Ball one time.
Yeah.
Yep, good old days.
I mean, and that's kind of it. I mean, since college, I mean, fishing. I did fishing.
We did some fishing too, yeah, during school. Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, especially when I was in Irvine. It was way easier to get to the beach.
Oh no, yeah, very convenient.
But I mean, the good old days. I ain't got that much free time anymore. Well,
no, yeah, I know.
It's so crazy because if you finish college, you end up being more. Excuse me. Having more free time because you don't have homework, but now you're working for everything, and you end up not having time because work does take up more time. Like in general, commuting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's crazy how it ends up like that.
It's because your mentality changes. It's because that shit was in college. That was like shit that you would do in your downtime.
Yeah.
And like now, it's like your downtime is like, okay, like
I gotta rest for the workday tomorrow. Just crazy.
Relax. You're relaxing, or you're going somewhere to relax. In quotations, like, oh, I have a family party, or I have to go with the homies or something. You know, like that downtime that you had no longer exists. Or the hanging out with the homies was the downtime.
Yeah.
Oh, one more, and we haven't played this in a while, and I've been meaning to bring it up low key, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, that one too. I mean, we did play it for your birthday the last time, but we haven't played it like for real. Big Two, some card games. 13.
It's a card. Yeah,
bro. We haven't played
my
that
Vietnamese
shit in a
brothers
while.
out there, you don't know what's up.
Yo, dude, we haven't played that shit in a while. Yeah, we need
It's
to play
been a
that
while.
game.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. Cause we played it for your
Yeah.
birthday, but that don't
Yeah, for
count. Come
sure. We gotta
on.
hit it again.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
haven't done
we
that
gotta play
shit like in
again.
a hot minute. We legit one time just posted up outside the front of my house. It was like late
Yeah.
at night, and I was like, "All right, look, we can't go inside. We can use the restroom." And I just literally brought like a folding table in my front yard, just playing. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
it was
remember
fun.
that. Yeah,
No, I remember that.
no, yeah, there you go. All right, I'll end it there because yeah, I know we're running a little bit over time here, but yeah, if you by any chance are listening to this, leave it in the comments below. What was your favorite like school activity? You know, from elementary school, middle school, high school, college, like whatever, like basketball. Like, what was your favorite like back to school activity or downtime activity during school time?
Yeah. Doesn't have to
Yeah,
be necessarily sports related. Just what y'all do to chill after school?
yeah,
You didn't want to go home. You want to hang out. What was it?
like go to the bar and play pinball. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on now to the rundown. Of course, Danny, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. We're gonna try to go quickly into this real quick. In the NBA, the Denver Nuggets star Jamal Murray has agreed on a 4-year, $208 million maximum contract extension. The deal guarantees Murray $244 million over the next 5 seasons. Danny, what's your opinion on that?
It is a lot of money. I mean, Jamal Murray is. I think he deserves it. When it hits playoff time, he just pops off crazy. This past season dealing with a little bit of injury and whatnot, but I mean, you need to pick your top 2 guys. He's number 2, on that team. More of a 1A, 1B
Yeah,
type of guy, but you know, he's your second option. It's Jokic, and then it's Murray. When you need a bucket, you give it to Jokic, and normally he turns around, he finds Jamal Murray. But Murray can also create his own points. So, I mean, I think
yeah.
the money is deserved. We'll see. I mean, it could end up being a horrible contract if you, hopefully not. You know, knock on wood, he doesn't become injury prone. But, yeah, I think he deserves the money. You know, get the bag.
I mean, he deserves it. I feel like he deserves it now only because they have a really good team. Like, I wouldn't
Yeah, I
give him
mean,
this
well,
money if he went somewhere
arguably,
else.
yeah, well, yeah, of course. I mean, but arguably their team got a lot worse. They lost like a lot of players, but I mean, let's see what it is. Let's see how the Nuggets team is. I think they have to pay him because other teams they're looking for a guard. Like Jamal is, they'll scoop him up immediately.
Yeah,
And you don't want
I
to lose
mean,
him. Like
I remember.
without Jamal Murray, the Denver Nuggets are not the Denver Nuggets that we know and love.
Yeah, I feel like he wouldn't get this money anywhere else. But if he goes to any other team, he makes that team 10 times better.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean that's kind of what Klay Thompson did. You know,
Yeah,
he got a skill set. Obviously, I think he wanted to stay with Steph Curry. You know, I don't know about the rest of the players. You know, I mean Steph Curry and Draymond, but if the money doesn't make sense and the organization is looking at you saying like, hey, get your shots up and whatever, but be more efficient. But then the fans are trashing you night in, night out. Like you don't feel welcome in that team anymore. You know, I don't think Jamal Murray's at that point yet, but you know, 2 seasons from now, who knows? You know what I mean?
yeah. Hey, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. If it don't, yeah, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Yep, yep.
Moving on in the WNBA, the season is about to end September 19th. The playoffs will begin September 22nd. They're also in the playoff push crunch time. Really quickly, teams that have clinched so far: New York, Minnesota, Connecticut, Las Vegas, Seattle, Indiana, and Phoenix. In NASCAR news, Joey Logano wins the Quakers. I shit you not, this is what it's called, Danny. Stay with me. Joey Logano this past week won the Quaker State 400 available at Walmart.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's the name of the race. That was at
Crazy.
Atlanta Motor Speedway. The next race will take place Sunday, September 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern from Watkins Glen International, at Watkins Glen, New York, for the Go Bowling at the Glen track. And that NASCAR season is almost about to wrap up, and they're about to head into their version of the playoffs as well for the chase. And U.S. men's national team news, They just played a couple friendlies not too long ago. They lost to Canada 2-1 over the weekend. As of this recording, they played New Zealand on a 1-1 draw. Christian Pulisic got the lone goal. And the biggest news that just happened right before the kickoff, Danny, I shit you not, literally right when the game started, they announced that they will have officially a new head coach. They currently had an interim, and that new head coach will be Mauricio Pochettino. He is not a slouch, Danny. He is pretty famous. He's coached a lot of big teams in Europe. He coached in the Premier League, the French League, and I think in Italy. Let me see. Let me look up my handy dandy. No, excuse me. He's coached twice in the Premier League. He's coached at Tottenham and Chelsea, and he's also coached in Ligue 1, at PSG. At PSG, he won the league title. He also won a Copa de France and a Trophy of the Champions at his time at PSG. At Chelsea, he was the EFL runner-up in 2023-2024. And at Tottenham, they were Football League Cup runner-ups in 2014-2015. And they were the Champions League runner-up in 2018-2019. He's won multiple individual awards as a manager. So, yeah, hoping that his signing to the U.S. men's national team, really gets these guys going. I mean, I'm not gonna. This is not the golden generation of American soccer players, American football players. But we do have a very long list of talented young men who can make us look good in the World Cup. That's all we're asking for is as American football fans. Like, make us look good. You don't gotta win the World Cup. Just don't look stupid. Like, use what you got. You have really good players, and that's what was happening. What went wrong was Greg Berhalter's second stint as a U.S. head coach, as the manager. Is just he couldn't. In the beginning, he looked good because, like I said, he had brand new shiny toys, and he was using what he got. And these guys are good. After that, it was like, all right, he already reached his limit, and that was it. He already got the best out of this lot. Now you got a guy who's always had the best players, the best lot of players, and I'm excited to see what he can do with them. And yeah. Sorry, I know you don't got a rebuttal, but you might have a rebuttal here. Moving on really quick towards the end of our rundown here. Combat sports, we got a double whammy in Las Vegas this weekend. I believe it's this weekend. Canelo Alvarez will face Edgar Berlanga. Is that a good announcement of his name?
Don't ask me. What? Berlanga. I don't know. Berlanga.
The boxing guy.
Damn, I've been out of the loop, man. I'm busy.
Yeah, Canelo's got a bout this weekend. And then also down the street is Noche NFC. The UFC will be taking place. I believe this is at the Sphere. I think. Yeah, it's at the Sphere. It's one of the matches on here as I'm reading this is Sean O'Malley versus Merab Devashli. I do not know how to pronounce his last name, but Malley was talking smack on I think First Take. He's like, "Who is Canelo fighting? Burrito?"
It's crazy.
I was like, "Damn!" But
that's insane.
UFC. Last time I checked, UFC was struggling to sell tickets to this bout. But like I said, they're competing against Canelo, who is a big name in the boxing world. Maybe this UFC lineup could have been a little bit better. I know O'Malley is really good, but we have to wait and see which respected combat sport has a better turnout and or entertainment watchability. Does that make any sense, Danny?
I feel you.
But yeah, and then rounding out our rundown here, we got quick MLB news. Shohei Ohtani, arguably the best baseball player in the game right now. He is nearing a 50-50 season, which is insane. Looking at his stats, he has 46 home runs And let me see. I'm trying to find. I believe he has 47 stolen bases.
Damn.
Yeah. Everyone thought a 40-40 season was cool. He's about to do a 50-50. He was the first Dodger to ever have a 40-40 season. And only like the 6th or 8th man in MLB history to reach that milestone.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed he makes it.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man.
But Danny, do you have anything else to add to our rundown here before we wrap up?
I don't got much, man. Got nothing.
Alright, bet. I guess we're gonna dwindle down here. Thank you for listening to Rambling Runoff. If you're listening on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're listening on Spotify for podcasters, Amazon Music, or Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, please give us a follow. If you want to hear more from us on social media, hit us up on X, aka Twitter, at Rambling Runoff, and on Instagram, at Rambling Runoff, and every once in a while, post on TikTok as well. So yeah, I've been your host, Robert Rios. Thanks for listening. For my co-host, Danny Tan, see you guys. Bye.
Peace.